So originally, I should bring up. So originally, the actor who plays Bobby Seale, I forget his name. I've seen him in other things. He was in the show Watchmen, that just came out. Originally, Jonathan Myers was going to play that part. In this movie, who Jonathan Myers is from The Five Bloods. He plays the son in The Five Bloods.
Oh, okay.
He was originally cast to play Bobby Seals, but then had to back out.
That character. The son in The Five Bloods.
I didn't either, but Jonathan Myers is great in other things.
Yeah, I didn't love that. And to be honest, I didn't love that performance either. I thought it was a little like, come on, Dad. Like,
he's great in another movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Yeah.
He's great in. He's also on the show called Lovecraft Country, which is bizarre and real weird. And I don't know. And so Aaron Sorkin has actually been trying to make this movie since like the late 90s. And originally, or like the early 2000s, and originally Aaron Sorkin was going to write it, Steven Spielberg was going to direct it, and Will Smith was going to play Bobby Seale. Because this was the early 2000s.
So wait, was it in like a development hell thing, or was this a complete?
No. This was in development hell for a while.
Holy shit!
They abandoned it
for almost 20 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Originally,
I find that so interesting. That whole development hell thing. Like,
there are so many movies that just never get made.
Well, there's the majority, right?
Yes.
The vast majority. Forget.
Yeah.
I mean, just if you think about it, that's with anything. Like, how many things do you try to bring to light before they? But I always find it interesting when they end up coming out. Like, wasn't the Rum Diary like that? Like, it was like they were trying to make that for like since the 90s or something.
Yes. So the Rum Diaries, it was written in the 50s, but then wasn't the book. Yeah. It wasn't released until
93, I think.
Later, because Johnny Depp found it while doing research for Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I believe came out in 97.
Yeah, 98 maybe.
So it would have been after that. It would have been like 99 or 2000.
Wow. Yeah.
This movie was originally Aaron Sorkin and Steven Spielberg, and
Aaron Sorkin
did. Yeah, he directed it and wrote it himself.
He finally got it out.
This was around like 2001 when like Will Smith was doing like Ali.
He would have been a lot more age appropriate.
Yes, he would have been a lot more age appropriate. I mean, all the actors are much older than they actually are.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing that's crazy when you realize Fred Hampton was 21. Like, holy shit, man.
I believe, I'm not 100% sure. I believe Bobby Seale was like 28.
Yeah. I did the math, and Abby Hoffman was
31.
31. Yeah.
Abby Hoffman was 31, and Tom Hayden and
fine
Remy.
Age 31, a fine age.
Yeah, that's how you are right now.
Yep.
Tom Hayden, I think, was like 20 or 21, and David Dellinger was like 45. But David Dellinger, he's been protesting the war since World War II. He was arrested as a conscientious.
David Dellinger.
So David Dellinger, they kind of turn Tom Hayden into like the main character of this movie.
Yes.
They kind of add him into scenes where he wasn't really in real life. Like when William Constable goes to see Ramsey Clark, like Tom Hayden didn't go with him, when William Constable goes to the prison to tell Bobby Seale that Fred Hampton murdered and Tom Hayden is there, they have a great conversation. One of my favorite scenes of the movie, it's after he tells Bobby Seale about Fred Hampton being murdered, and Fred Hampton looks at Tom Hayden and was like, you come from a rich family and your parents are probably real conservative, and a lot of what you do is probably a real fuck you to your dad. And he goes, yeah, a lot of what I do is to say fuck you to my dad. And Bobby Seale is like, and you can see why that's different from a rope hanging by a tree, right? And it's such a great line because, I mean,
of course, yeah,
not to discredit what Tom Hayden and Remy Davis were doing, but it is true. They came from rich family, and they just didn't have as much stake into the game, I guess. Or that's maybe not the right way to put it, but they had other things to fall back on.
If you have a privileged, background through whether you have money or not, or whatever it is, I mean, it's true. That's the whole thing about the election we just went through, which is people being like, "Oh, I'm not going to vote," because I dealt with that. I dealt with that because I was so in on Bernie Sanders, and
right.
I'm a registered Democrat, and I fucking hate the Democrats now.
Right.
Because of what they've done to people like me, their own supporters. They fucked us in the ass consistently.
Because
all they do is fuck us in the ass.
Because we have this two-party system,
no, I agree.
And neither of them really represent us. But really, neither of them represent most of America.
No, 100%. But, I eventually fell in line and voted for Biden because I didn't want, first of all, yeah, if I'm being honest, I understand that, whatever you want to call it, the stakes are too high to sit on the sidelines. Obviously, we knew New York was going to go blue anyway.
Yeah.
But the point is, the choice of not participating is a privilege, because
exactly.
You're like, well, even if Trump remained president, our lives are not going to change as drastically as they, we wouldn't be as affected as certain groups, obviously.
And the Remy Davis, when he's talking about his girlfriend, and he's talking about his girlfriend, and he's like, she's not into this. Her parents don't know that I'm into this, and I'd rather just keep that part of my life away from that. And it's like, you have the option to do that.
Exactly.
You have the option to do that. Dave Dillon. So I should bring up how they kind of create Tom Hayden as the main character.
Yeah.
And they have Tom Hayden reading the names of the fallen soldiers at the end instead of their closing.
I'm gonna guess that didn't happen.
In real life, David Dellinger did it.
But they really did that?
They really did that. David Dellinger did it.
That was a gangster move.
And yeah, they changed things up.
Wait, which one was David Dellinger?
The older man.
Oh, okay. The guy who
he punches the marshal.
No, I know, but I love that actor. He's in so many good things.
He's in a lot of great stuff.
He's in Fargo.
He's amazing. He plays been
it's alluded that he's the Zodiac killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's a great role. Shout out to that guy.
He's
been in the
great.
game for a minute. He's an OG.
Been in the game forever. He's great. The guy who plays Tom Hayden, Eddie Redmayne.
And the one good thing about looking like that, he's not Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But he looks the same now as he did 25 years ago.
So does Brad Pitt. Not really.
Not really. Yeah. Kinda.
Eddie Redmayne, I normally don't like in movies.
Who's that?
Eddie Redmayne played Tom Hayden.
Not good with names.
Eddie Redmayne played Tom Hayden.
He was good.
I normally don't like him in anything. I saw him first in Les Mis, and I thought he was the lamest character ever. Just everything else I've seen him in, he's great in this. He plays that really just it's basically he is trying to save his own ass. He's like, let's just be respectful to the judge and try to get as little jail time as possible. And he is from a privileged upbringing where he does have the option to get back home, and not everybody else has that. And you see him contrast to Abby Hoffman, who Sacha Baron Cohen is fucking amazing in this movie.
Yeah, I just wish he could have pulled the accent together a little more.
The Boston accent?
Well, is that what he was trying to do?
Yeah, it's Boston. Abby Hoffman was from Boston.
Okay, I thought he was having a hard time pronouncing park and car because he's English.
No.
So he was trying to say park the car or
yes.
whatever. Not that I could do it. I'm not from Boston. But
he was doing a Boston accent.
That didn't translate to me. I didn't know Abby Hoffman was from Boston.
Abby Hoffman was from Boston.
I just thought I'm like, dude, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, I thought his British was just coming through there.
Abby Hoffman
also, he's like fucking way older.
Yes, he's way older. Abby Hoffman was 31, and he's like in his mid 40s. I mean, that's how it is. They always make everybody way older. You think the actor who was playing Fred Hampton was actually 21?
I'm sure he wasn't.